Hi, my name's Tanaya Trust, and I will be your teacher for today. So, what we're trying to figure out today is how to graph a function given in factored form. So, my name's Tanaya Trust, like I've already explained, and this is our problem. So, there are three things that you need to figure out how to graph an equation in factored form. You need your x value that you use to plug into the equation and figure out your y value. So, and you need your vertex, which is -3, 8, and you need your two intercepts that you see in the equation. So, how we're going to start off is identifying our intercepts. That is our number one step, is identifying our intercepts. So, you use the opposites of the signs. So that means the opposite of a negative equals a positive. So our first intercept is 1. The opposite of a positive equals a negative. So our second intercept is -7. So both of those intercepts are on the x-axis. All right? They're both on the x-axis. So we're going to graph one, make two separate points of 1 and -7. So let's do that. 1, so we have 1 here and -7. These are our two intercepts that we got directly from the equation. So now we're going to graph our vertex. Now the vertex is the average between the two intercepts. And we know our two intercepts were 1 and -7. So now we're going to graph -3, 8. So let's go to our graph here. We have -3 right here. So we're going to go -3 and up to 8, which is right here. So that's our vertex, and that is in the middle of our two intercepts. So if we connect the lines, we have a parabola that looks like this. So that's basically how you graph a function given in factored form. So we're back with a different problem. Now, as you can see, there's something a little different about this equation than the other one. As you can see here, there isn't another number, another intercept, I should say. We have this 8, but where is this number? Well, we still go by the same process as we did with the first equation. Now, we have our vertex, we have our x value, and we still have both of our intercepts. So our intercepts are actually, opposite of positive is a negative. So it's a -8. Since there's nothing here, it is automatically a 0. So our intercepts that we're going to graph on the x-axis is -8, 0. All right? So we're going to graph -8, 0. That is the very first step. Well, not the very first. The very first steps include solving the equation and identifying the vertex, intercepts, and everything like that. But for now, since we have all that information, the very first step is to identify our intercepts and graph them on the x-axis. So now we're going to graph our vertex. And like I had explained earlier, the vertex is the average So somewhere around here, the average between the two intercepts. That's basically like saying you're adding or subtracting like the two intercepts and dividing them by 2. All right? So we're going to graph our vertex, which is the middle number between -8, well, the middle point between -8 and 0, and that is -4, -8. So we're going to go to -4 right here and go down to -8, which is right here. So, like I explained earlier, since the point, the vertex, is below the two intercepts, our parabola will be facing upwards. Now, if it was, let's just say these 2 points, and our vertex was here, it'll go downward. So it definitely does make a difference whether the vertex is on the bottom or it's on the top of the two intercepts. And it's a really quick process. And that's it for today, guys. That's how you graph a function given in factored form. Goodbye. Just to clarify what I was talking about earlier, when I said something about adding or subtracting your intercepts and dividing them by 2, that gives you your x value, which is the beginning part of your vertex. It does not give you your whole vertex. It just gives you the first part, which is the x, which then you plug in and solve to figure out your y. Then you have a completed vertex.